Hi there, you two. Lovely to see you all. I'm not sure if it's afternoon or morning, so I'm just going to say, I am an artist. Okay, so lovely to be making this video for you guys. Now, I couldn't quite remember exactly in our art books where we were up to. However, I think I showed you my little demonstration of how I drew my fish. And I did his long legs because we were talking about Salvador Dali a little bit and his long-legged elephants and the artworks that he did where he created these crazy amazing elephants that had super duper long legs. So we were starting to work on an artwork or a drawing where it might have been the merging or morphing of two animals. Maybe you did a mouse and a tiger, or maybe an electric eel mixed with a bird. Maybe it had electricity coming out of it, but it has to have long legs. Even if they don't usually have legs, like fish don't usually have legs, we need to remember to put these long legs in there, just like Salvador Dali did with his elephants. Now, if we have finished doing a sketch of our long-legged animals in our art books, I would love for you to colour them in. Now remember we talked about though the fact that we don't have straight legs. We have knees and we have no arms that just go like this. They can actually bend, and we need to draw those and make sure that we draw the joints and the areas where our bodies or our animals move, okay, when we're doing our artwork. So it's really important. I remember, I think I was telling you, I don't want to see legs that look like this. Okay, I hope you can see that. But we don't want straight legs and we don't want stick legs because stick legs would break. So you need to make sure you have two lines to do legs or arms, and they need to have a knee joint or an elbow joint so your poor animal can move. The other important thing we talked about, I'm hoping, is that our animal has to live in an environment, and it can be a crazy environment. So I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to think where that animal is going to possibly live. So your long-legged animal might, well, even though it's a fish, he might want to be an astronaut and live somewhere up in space. He might want to be an explorer of the jungle and he lives in a rainforest. Okay, I feel like my fish is trying to run really fast. So maybe he lives in Africa because he's trying to keep up with a cheetah. So I might have to draw some long African grasslands. Maybe there's a rock somewhere. Whoa, rock. And he has to be careful he doesn't trip over the rock. All right. So once you have done this, I would love you to get some A3 paper, which is kind of this sized. Okay, so it's a little bit bigger than A4. And hopefully we may have started on this, but I would love you to draw your animal, your long-legged animal, on the A3 paper. It's a bit more like a poster size, and make sure you draw the background too. Then you can use watercolor pencils. So the watercolor pencils actually have watercolor written on the pencil themselves as well. So make sure if you're using ones from the art area that you double check. You can just go grab a bucket from there, bring them to your classroom if that's easier, and just make sure that you actually check that it says watercolor on the pencil because they've all got messed up. I did have them separated. So you can do that, color it in as best you can. And some of the other girls were thinking when they were coloring it in, they actually overlaid the colors. So they tried to blend a bit of the yellow and a bit of the red. And then when you add water over the top of watercolor pencils, the colors end up looking like they merge together because of the water. And it looks a lot like paint, okay, once you're actually done. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of what you might be able to do in your art lessons today. You can just do it all in your art books if you need to. You can color in with watercolor pencils in your art books, use a little cup of water with a brush and just go over that and see what the watercolor pencils can do for you as well. Main important, massive thing to remember, no mistakes in art. If you feel like your artwork is not coming out the way you want, don't ever rip it up. I don't want you to ever pull out pages of your art book. I don't want you to scrunch anything up and throw it in the bin. I would love you to just turn over, put it to the side and have another go, okay? Ask someone for help. Ask someone, why is mine not working quite this way? And I just want you to all remember that you are all artists. Have heaps of fun and hope to see you soon.